And here he is, Marvin Menzies, a veteran, another veteran. We go from Jeff Wilburn to Marvin Menzies, two guys who've been around for a long time, a lot longer than I have. And Marv, good to see you.
You too.
How's everything?
Life is good.
Yeah?
Life is good. Yeah. Tammy said to say hello.
Good. Well, I appreciate that.
I got no complaints, brother.
Good. Kids are older, and you're ready to go here to build this program.
Yeah. Kids
Right?
are older. Empty nester brings a whole new set. Now we got a new dog, Champ. We named him Champ on the
A
things
puppy?
to come. Yeah.
You got a puppy?
4 months. Yeah.
Oh,
What kind of dog?
good
Don't
luck.
ask me how to pronounce it. Weinemer or Weinemer. Or
Don't even
something.
know.
Weimaraner.
This is the-
Yeah, Weinemer. Yeah, that sounds good. See, I still can't say it, and you said it, and I still can't repeat it. But yeah.
So is it easier to train the dog or coach your players these days?
Great question. I'm going to go with the players.
The players. All right.
This
Good
dog is
answer.
very intelligent when Tammy's talking to him. I guess I just don't have the connection yet. I don't
not
know.
yet. Let her deal with the dog, right? Let her try to train the
As
dog.
long as he doesn't bite me, we're good. He
You
can
gotta
stay
worry
in the
about
house.
What you've been in this how many years now?
41 coaching.
Yeah.
Division 1, 23.
All right. So all the changes recently, Marv.
Mm-hmm.
NIL, transfer portal, realignment, the extra COVID year. Like, how do you navigate this at this stage of your career? How difficult is it?
Really good question. I think that it took this past season to figure it out, right? Because I had a consultant deal I was doing and mentoring some head coaches when I was out during my COVID year, and I thought I had all the answers when I'm giving them some suggestions, right? Then I get back in, and now I'm like, yeah, that might not have been a good suggestion.
Things have changed.
Things have changed a lot. But what I've like you say, what is the old saying? You don't step up, you fall back on your values and so forth. So I'm just focused in on UMKC, and I'm not complaining about the things that I think are suspect in our profession. When you start talking about the mention of the transfer portal and NIL and all these things, I have a problem giving a young man money for something that he hasn't done yet.
Like a freshman. Agreed.
Right.
I'm right with you there.
Yeah. So that's
based on their ranking.
Yeah. Now I'm not going to do that. I'm following Dion or he's following me. I don't know. And in that perspective, I'm not.
You're older, so he's following you.
Yeah. There you go. Let's roll with that. But yeah, no, I agree with that philosophy that, if you come and earn it, we have a great infrastructure to reward people for their name, image, and likeness.
Right. Earn it.
Yeah, earn it. Yeah. So that's kind of how I'm approaching things. But at the same time, I get it. It's a new landscape. And there's families. I mean, let's dive into it. There's families that need that money that are in tough spots. And so moving from one place to another, if it's a life-changing kind of deal, I kind of get that. But when it's just a short-term money, to stay committed, stay loyal, and grow,
You guys are losing 2 17-point scores. But when we published the Almanac, one of the quotes that your assistant Joe Esposito said is that it's not just going to be 2 guys this year, right? So how do you balance losing that level of productivity with also developing the rest of your roster?
Good question. Here's the deal. We lost 2 guys. Actually, I'm still very close with to this day. But we had 2 guys because we had 4 injuries. So we had more guys that we thought were going to give us a much better win-loss record. But at the end of the day, we're on this floor starting the conference tournament with four freshmen. Mm-hmm. So now we're back to what our original plan was, which is layering the roster in a way where you still have depth and development, but you do have experience. And I think we've recruited some great kids of high character. That's one of the things that I'm doing differently. We always say you want to do that. You learned that from Wooden years ago, right? But you really kind of leaned more towards the talent, I think, in my earlier years as a head coach. Now I'm realizing that, character really does.
You don't want your phone ringing at 2, 3 in the morning anymore? Too old for that?
Too old for that, brother.
I don't blame you.
That thing.
But you're right. You are right, though. Like early in your career, you say it, but then you get a talented dude in front of you that may be, I'm not sure. I'm going to take a shot.
Right. And because you think, and
you
two, we have egos, right?
You
You think you could change them, right?
Yeah.
I've had gangsters to
Yep.
all kind of different guys that I thought were ready to make changes in their lives, and several of them did.
Yeah.
Several of we've changed some guys' lives, and those are very, very rewarding. But I'm gonna leave that to the younger coaches right now. I'm gonna stay
I
with
don't
some
blame
guys
you.
I enjoy being
Well,
around.
I've spent the last 3 years trying to change Jeff Goodman for the better, and it has
Good
not
luck with
It
worked
that.
is not
at
worked.
all.
It is not worked.
I do want to ask you about the shooting. You guys finished 362nd, that's second to last.
We won't tell
nationally,
anybody.
3-point
No,
shooting
that's
percentage.
great.
But that gentleman right over there,
Yeah.
that gentleman right over there, Anderson Kopp, coming in. He didn't play last season. You mentioned the injuries.
Right.
What will that provide you this season? How does that help?
That's he's one of the guys. So we obviously knew that was, I don't want to call it a blemish, more like a round of the ammunition that just hit us. It was crazy, but never had a team that shot it that bad. But and you remember we had all those big boys in New
Yeah.
Mexico State,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we were pounding it
Yep.
inside anyway, right? From Pascal to Sim Boulard to Chile and all those guys, we were dominating the conference with size. Here they dominate the conference with shooting. So I think there's a chance, an opportunity to have that size that's impactful with really quality. I have to have more quality shooting. So we went and recruited. AK is he's an assassin but AK is a great, initials for him, like because
I like
he
that.
can really shoot.
All right,
He
I'm
can
writing
really
that one
shoot.
down. I like that one.
And then you have we added Jamar Brown, who was Player of the Year in his division. We signed the number one shooter out of junior college in the nation.
Yep.
A kid by the name of Cameron Foss.
Mhm.
I don't know how we got him. Like
50%. Shot 50%.
from the three. Like,
Right.
do you realize like
How hard
well,
that
why don't-
is?
Yeah, we're gonna give it to him every time, right?
He's
So-
got the ultimate green light.
But you add him, like I said, Jason Petty, who's a really talented post grad, and then the guys that were injured that are coming back now are much improved.
Yeah.
So, I'm optimistic. I saw the polls that came out, and I go, how do you figure out
You
who
can't
to
do a
vote
poll
for?
now. You can't.
Yeah, like
You
how do
can't.
you
It's based on honestly probably what guys have done.
right,
What
right.
the programs that have won, because there's so many new faces.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's generally what you're doing for the most. They didn't mean anything 5 years ago, 10 years
Right.
ago. They mean nothing now.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You
And
know,
they're
we're
motivational.
throwing darts.
Yeah, they exactly. You
Right.
got it, Jeff. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good motivation for us. I think we were picked 8th, and
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. We couldn't shoot it last year. Cool.
Right.
That's
right.
in the
That's
past,
what you want.
right? Yeah,
Right. That's what
yeah.
you want.
They're gonna say, boy, that boy Marvin Menzies really can't coach. I tell you what, he improved.
Who else has made who's been the biggest surprise, I guess, of preseason? Now we're into the actual practices. You guys have been able to work with these guys all summer, which, is still fairly new.
Right.
Who's been the biggest surprise so far?
You know what? On my roster, there's honestly, that would be a tough question
Okay.
because we just have so many new guys. We added 6 guys
Yeah.
or whatever it is, and I'm pleased with all of them.
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out. We have 16 on the roster.
You have 16.
16 guys on the roster.
Good luck keeping them all happy.
Yeah, well, that has to be identified before the year starts.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about going back, right, to how you used to give guys their roles, right?
Yeah.
So it's usually middle of the non-conference when you're like,
Right.
hey, man, this is where you fit in right now.
Yeah.
We're doing that before November 6th. We're saying, hey, here's where you're at.
Yeah.
If you can't handle that,
Yeah.
then we need to have another conversation.
Right.
Because
Otherwise, you're going to have trouble in the locker room.
and I
Yeah.
think kids, and especially in this generation, they want to know why.
Yeah.
And so if you're just transparent with them,
Right.
and you just let them know, and hey, this is what you got to do to climb up. But if you can't embrace your role as a part of this team, as being a playing 8 or playing 8 will be easy to embrace, right? But it's that 9 through 11, and then the 11 through 16. You got to pick out a couple guys, maybe in redshirt them. Hence the development, hence the roster.
You have
building.
16 on scholarship right now?
No, we have 13.
Okay.
13 on scholarship, and then we have
3
a
walk-ons.
few guys that are financing their own journey
Yeah.
and but are really talented,
Yeah.
and some of them will come
Play.
in. I don't know if you remember this, but we used to have this deal at New Mexico State where we had a junior college.
Oh,
on
I know
campus,
this.
right?
Oh, yeah.
So we would have our recruits were on campus. So we had guys that were literally already attending the school
Right.
through this.
It's like
through
a
this program.
feeders, and it was a good academic deal too, right?
Yeah,
It
no,
helped.
was great. It helped them
Yeah.
to get closer to their degree,
that's right.
extra. So I'm still trying to use that formula as far as if you can find some guys that are in a position
Yeah.
to finance themselves or, for a year or two, and then on the hopes
So
that
you just opened up Menzies Junior College in Kansas
keep
City.
it down, keep it down, keep it down. We can't let the world know, brother. But yes,
Well,
that's our next chapter.
I do want to ask you about New Mexico State because you made 5 tournaments in 7 years while you were there. You were one of the best mid-major programs in college basketball, point blank period, while you were there.
Right.
What do you replicate from that job? Because they're different jobs in different leagues, right? But what are you replicating from that job with Kansas City to try to get them up to that same level on the summit?
Well, there's a plethora of things as you operate as a CEO that you feel like have to be like staples, right? The character piece, when you look at their recruiting a certain type of player that will embrace being at a mid-major and not come in and go, well, I'm gonna play here for a year and then try to get to a Power 5. So now I go out and I'm looking at, I'm like their family and how they were raised and what their beliefs are is so much more valuable as a tell for me on whether they are a good fit for us. I mean, if their parents are doing pretty good and they're solid and they get it, like the parents, the older folks get it, it's like, hey, listen, and I appreciate the transparency. We've had some kids that come that we've recruited, and the NIL at a high level was just something that we couldn't achieve. And we just got off them real quick. Best 2 things we can hear as coaches: yes, I'm coming, no, I'm not, right? And so we get those no's out of the way a lot earlier. But back to your question, I feel like there's the leadership. It all starts with, my athletic director, Brandon Martin. He's gets it. He's been at the highest level, Oklahoma, USC, he's got his doctorate, sharp guy, played the game. And so we collaborate a lot. We have a true partnership. So we're figuring out, okay, things that normally I would complain about as a head coach to my boss, like we're problem solving. Like, and I'm figuring out how to compliment him, and he's figuring out how to give me the resources, the tools that I need to win the summit.
Last one I got for you. How many years did you do under Rick Pitino?
Just 2. Well,
how many did it feel like?
Years.
How many? Yeah, I was going to say, how many did it feel like? Imagine if he had you right now, and I see how you're moving.
Yeah,
what would he do with you?
He'd be a little disappointed, to say the least.
He'd be having you on the treadmill anyway.
I would have to explain, right? Coach. It's a new knee. It's a knee replacement, Coach.
I can't go on the treadmill.
I didn't get like a meniscus tear. It's actually a titanium metal in there.
Give me your favorite story. Give me your favorite story working for.
Oh Lord, let me see. For Coach.
Yeah.
Coach B.
Yeah.
I've got about 8. I'll give you about.
Give me a good one.
I'll give you 7 of those off camera.
All right, give me a good one.
Let's see. I don't know if it's a story, but it's something I learned underneath him. It's probably more of a lesson.
Okay.
His pride and passion for development of his players and his staff was unparalleled.
Yeah.
Like he would. I mean, he's still guiding me. He's still a mentor to me.
Yeah.
And I've been away from him for 12 years or whatever it is. So I think that's something I took from him, and I'm trying to, now at 61, I'm trying to do with my guys as well. I never did as much professional development for my staff as I'm doing now, things of that nature. But really, when you ride off into the sunset, you gotta find out where you're going to go, what games you're going to, and you better hope to have some coaches out there working for you. But no, I think that I will give you one quick one. He understands family better than most people think.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not only in love with his family, obviously that's natural unconditionally, but his staff, his players, they have a connection with him that goes on for years and years. I remember one time, or my first year there, we get there and I mean, we're working crazy hours. We're up at I'm running on the treadmill at 5:30 in the morning, trying to lose some weight and just do all this stuff. And so we're not home a lot. Right. So Christmas time rolls around and all of a sudden the wives open up their gifts, and I'm not going to tell you what he gave the wives, but they gave me a hall pass for the rest of the year. Let me just put it like that. He looks out for
Well, listen, he gave his SID, Kenny Klein, a car.
Yeah.
A car.
Now, Kenny deserved it.
He did. Dealing with Rick that often, that many years?
You'd have thought Kenny was a player. The way he used to jump
question.
On us.
No question. Marvin, great seeing you, man.
You're the best, man.
Glad you came out. Glad we came out.
Yep.
And good luck this season.
All right, brother. We'll see you guys around.
And we're gonna bring Anderson up here. AK coming up here in a minute, and can't wait to talk to him. His brother's one of my favorite.
We're gonna find out who the best athlete is in the Kopp
Man,
family.
this is a tough question because there's a lot of competition for that one. Little right,
Mm-hmm.
4 brothers,
4 brothers.
2 played hoop.
One of them played
played
Indiana
football?
last year, Miller Kopp.
Yep, that's right.
So
Here he comes.
Yep.
I
Bringing
think-
up Anderson Kopp right now, guard, graduate senior, redshirted last season.
What's up, man?
Hey,
How are you? Good to see you.
Anderson.
Good.
Rob Doster, Anderson.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
It's
you-
been a great experience here so far, ending up here in the next hour. So it's been a great experience.
Well, it's good to have you healthy. I know last year was not easy for you. What, game 4 or 5, you break your wrist,
Yeah,
and you're playing well.
it was an unfortunate event. I took, I think, 4 or 5 charges that game and got the calls on.
That's
them,
more
too.
than your brother took in his whole career.
That is exactly true. I don't think honestly, I don't think
Right.
he took a charge his whole career.
Wow, we're gonna have to tell him. We're gonna have to play him this clip.
Yeah,
He's not gonna be happy.
No, I never even thought about that. He never did, not once. He
I
may
didn't
have
see
fell-
one last
He
year.
may have fell in accident, but I don't even remember at Northwestern him taking one.
I love already
Already,
the shit
right into
talking.
it.
This is
Right
this
into
is
it.
tremendous right out of the gates. If you don't know, Anderson is Miller Kopp's brother, Miller, who played at Indiana, and he's also got 2 other brothers. I don't know if you know, Rob.
Yep. We got to know, Anderson, who is the best athlete in the Kopp family?
His other brother, one of them is a quarterback right now at Miami of Ohio, transferred in from Colorado. And your other brother, your oldest, was a tight end at Vandy.
Vandy, yeah, graduated from Vanderbilt. I think the best athlete.
Yeah.
And it'll kind of give him some, this is a big question.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It'll probably be Maddox, so my youngest brother, at Miami of Ohio. He's one of those guys that, like, he 100% could have played college basketball.
Really?
Mid-major, probably high major. He's 6'7", 4-man, but he's one of the guys that could, like, just walk into a basketball arena, throw up a ball, and do a windmill off of one leg.
Really? Oh, so
he
he is
just-
clearly the most athletic of you
100%.
guys.
100%. So he definitely gets that nod.
Your story is amazing because you were a tennis player growing up, right? You're a tennis player. I think you went to a tennis academy going into your freshman year of high school. How about this? Comes back home. Tell me if I'm wrong on this story. I might have got a little bit of it off, but you come back home, you watch Miller play hoop, and you're like, tell your parents, like, all right, I think I want to play hoop now.
Yeah, it is a wild story, and I convinced my parents to go to a boarding school out in California,
Really?
and just kind of say, hey, I'm done with basketball, I'm done with these other sports. I'm gonna train because my dad played professionally a little bit, and so I was kind of following his footsteps. I came back for Christmas break, and I saw Miller play a high school game, and it's like, man, this is what I've always loved. I've always loved basketball more, and when I came back, it was immediately. Obviously, I had to go homeschool because it was in the middle of the year, and then started training with John Lucas, and twice a day he took me under his wing. We're really close with him, and for the next year and a half, trained with him. And Jared Sellinger was training with him at the time, and so had great training. I had to catch up with the time that I missed. So super grateful for John.
What was your parents'
Wait.
reaction?
I got one first.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
got one first. I got some good dirt on him.
All right.
All right. Tell me, ready for this? Tell me John Lucas's nickname for you.
Oh, he calls me A Train.
No, I got another one. Big Loogie.
Oh,
Is that true?
You're saying
Is that true?
for John's.
Is that? Oh, that was.
He called me that multiple times, but he wants people to call him that, but you can't fall into that trap. So he'll tell people, "Hey, call me Big Loogie."
Yeah.
You can't do
Can't
that.
do it.
No, you can't do that.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, go ahead.
No way.
I just want to know your parents' reaction when you're convinced them to send you all the way to California for a tennis academy, and after like 3
Like, I'm
months,
done.
like, yeah, you
Right.
know what? Just kidding. I want to come back and play basketball again.
Well, the reaction was even more shocked because I had won 2 tournaments in a row before that. So everything looked like I was on track to reach the dreams and the potential.
Crazy.
And when I come back, they're like, wait, hold on. You just won 9 matches in a row. And I said, hey, I just am not.
Don't love it.
I'm not having fun with it. I was burnt out completely. And I love basketball more. I'm more of a team sport guy, what I realized. And it's tennis and those sports, it gets really lonely and it gets really hard at times.
So
So-
Jeff thinks he's good at pickleball now.
I actually am. I played about 15 times. I'm pretty good.
It's an amazing sport.
Great sport.
Amazing sport. I'm a huge pickleball guy.
Yeah, I just played the other day. I got to get there. I don't know what I need somebody to evaluate what they got like the numbers.
You're not
I think
good.
I'm like
Yeah.
I think it's somewhere between a 3.5 and a 4.0. If
So
that
just,
means
just
anything.
to put that in context, Goodman has told us that he could still dunk a
That's
basketball.
not true.
And
I
that
said
he
I
could throw a
could
football
dunk a
65
basketball.
yards right now if he had to. So I want you to have that
This
in
is
your
back-
mind when you
I'm,
talk
I'm
about
old
this.
now. I'm old.
Yeah.
I could do it years ago. When I was your age, I could do it.
You said throw a ball 65 yard
Yes.
football.
Yeah.
You had an arm like that?
Yeah.
No,
Were you a quarterback?
No.
no.
But I could throw it. I could throw
Well,
it.
if you
Anderson,
threw
these are
65, wouldn't you
lies.
be a quarterback?
No, I
though?
wasn't accurate. Who said
Anderson,
I
these
didn't?
are
I didn't
lies.
mean I could throw it like accurately to somebody
Yeah.
65 yards, but I could throw it.
He doesn't
65
believe. He doesn't
yards.
believe a word. Just look at his face. He doesn't
I'm
believe a
just-
word you're
I have to
saying
be
right
honest.
now.
All right,
I'm
that's
not.
okay.
I'm not a believer.
That's okay. That's all right. I'm okay with that.
I like him, man. I'm on.
I
I'm
know.
on the AK bandwagon.
He's a member of the family, so that's okay. Give us a little bit about this year's team. And again, obviously, you guys lose two key pieces. You were banged up last year. What's this team going to look like, and what are you going to look like now? Back healthy after a year off.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm really excited for this year because we were lacking shooting last year, and that was obvious just in the numbers. And we recruited two guys that shot over 45% from three last year, and so I feel like we kind of added that piece, shored up that piece, and then we retained some guys that are growing and are going to be really good. And so yeah, we did lose Shamari and Ray, but I really think that we're more together this year than ever. And then just personally, I feel recharged. When you don't have competition for a full year and it's going to be more of like a year and a half, man, I'm excited to get out there with the guys to compete. And just give it my all. It's my fifth season. I don't know what I'm doing with my sixth, but I want to be in the present with this year and just get the most out of it.
You guys were picked 8th. You're not on any of these preseason all-league teams. How much of a motivating factor is that? How much do you pay attention to stuff like this?
Yeah, I used to be a big pay attention to all that stuff guy. And I think as I've grown just from freshman year now to my 5th year, I don't look at any of that stuff. And it's more of a chip on my shoulder is a chip in my pocket. And Miller tweeted that out actually this morning. I saw that. And the chip on my shoulder just comes from myself. I've got expectations for myself, but honestly, Coach Menzies, as we've had multiple conversations lately, is the expectations and pressure is a great thing when handled correctly. And but I can't lose the joy of the game. And I'm a competitor. I do know about those things, and our team does know about those things. But ultimately, if we continue to grow, all those things will work itself out.
Yeah. I got one more. Who's the best TikToker in the cop family?
Well, Maddox has a lot saved in the drafts. He's not one of those guys that puts it
Really?
out. But
Yeah.
Miller's so comfortable in his.
He'll
in
throw
his-
anything
He'll
out
throw
there.
anything out.
Anything.
Anything.
The
And
dancing. I mean,
and that's what everybody respects about him.
Yeah.
You know, because
he can just be a complete
he's
knucklehead,
himself,
right?
You know.
Doesn't care.
So
Give me your best. Give me your best Miller story. Like, he gave me a lot of ammo on you. All right. So I just want you to know that going into this story. Give me something good on it.
Well, I'll give you a really recent one.
Okay.
And so I was back in Houston actually 2 weeks ago, and he's got a new thing where he wants to become one with the earth. So
Okay.
he'll go out
Okay.
in our front yard,
Yeah.
take his shoes off, take his shirt off, and just lay completely in the sun in the grass because he thinks that the grass and being in touch with the
Yep.
earth
Yep.
is beneficial for him. And honestly, I've been picking it up lately,
You're
just
doing it
walking
too.
in the grass and stuff,
Yeah.
just those things.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things. You know, Miller, he always has the little thing
Yes.
he's doing.
Did we get any video? Can we get something, please?
We may have to put something out on Twitter.
Let's
But-
let him make the OKC roster first,
Exactly.
and then we'll do it. We don't want to hurt his chances with anything,
Exactly. So he's a trip, but I love him and love all my brothers.
Well, listen, we appreciate it, man. Great seeing you. I'm glad you're healthy. Really, really fun to come out here and we'll be following you this year.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Looking forward to it. Appreciate you
All
guys.
right. You
Best
too.
of luck this season, Anderson.
Yes, sir.